everyone, we are Group 5. Today we are going to talk about the Kakadu mining report, and my name is Lin Siyu, and my group members are Song Xinru, Yang Xuqi, and Lin Jianing. Here is the content. We have divided this report into 4 parts, namely background and controversy, economic analysis, social cost, and conclusion and call to action. Now let's go into the first part. Kakadu National Park is Australia's crowning jewel, a living museum of the longest continuous human culture and a place of amazing wilderness. Indigenous people have lived alongside its ecosystems for more than 65,000 years, leaving behind famous rock art and knowledge of the fire stick farming. Now let's focus on the mining benefit. Argument in favor of mining emphasizes financial benefit. According to our research, the mine would generate AUD 393 net present value even if global prices dropped by 5%. In addition to finding essential facilities like roads and clinics, it would generate hundreds of jobs in rural areas. Most importantly, it would strengthen Australia's position as a major supplier of nuclear worldwide. But at what cost? The Jiang people called Coronation Hill or Graba their religious homeland. Indigenous people ties to their homeland would be forever served by mining. These wetlands are home to more than 200 bird species, and the anti-tourism industry begins in AUD 600 million a year, which is a sustainable economic and that on mine can match. And let's be clear, no amount of money can repair the harm done to Kakadu World Heritage classification once it has been damaged. So this isn't just accounting, it's aesthetic.
Based on this, I will conduct a detailed analysis on the financial feasibilities of this project, with a particular focus on the calculation of net present value under the core case and alternative cases. Our analysis adopted a real discount rate of 4.85%, which was calculated based on a nominal rate of 8% and an inflation rate of 3%. This discount rate is helpful for us to convert future cash flows, such as cost and revenues, into present values. In this project, the production cycle lasts for 20 years. The cost of road construction is 50 million in 2025, 10 million in 2026, and 2 million each year thereafter for road maintenance. The total cost of building the mine was 185 million. The cost of the track was 7 million. Working capital is 5 million. In the last year of the project, the salvage value of the factory is 50 million, and the resale price of the track is 1 million. That's what we know. In the core case, project revenue starts at 70 million in 2028 and maintains 5% annual growth until 2034, after which it falls to 3%. Despite the high upward investment, the Kakadu, this post and stable market demand will enable the project to achieve a post-NPV of approximately 716 million. Although this does not take into account external factors such as the environment. In the alternative case 1, the price dropped by 5%, resulting in the initial revenue falling to 66.5 million. Other information remained unchanged. The NPV was calculated to be 669 million. Although the NPV has declined, it remains positive. The discount that deposited decrease in profitability. The net income is considerable, and the project has a good ability to withstand pressure. Conversely, in the alternative case 2, its decrease of the Australian would lead to a further increase in the NPV. The miner was priced in US dollars, while the revenue is in Australian dollars. When the Australian dollar decreased, the revenue will increase, which offsets the impact of higher import cost. Therefore, the NPV will increase. This indicated that favorable exchange rate change can enhance the return of projects based on export.
Hello everyone, today I will present how we adjusted NPV to the Coronation Mountain mining project by including known market value using both CV and TCM. Let's start with the CV. This approach was used in a 1991 study by the Resource Assessment Board. It asked Australians how much they would willing to pay to prevent even minor damage to Kakadu National Park. The 1991 result was about 286 million. We adjust that the figure for inflation based on CPI data, and it is now about 685 million in 2025 dollars. This figure shows that Australians place a high value on preserving Kakadu's natural and cultural, even if it is not something we can buy or sell. However, there are some drawbacks to this approach. People may not answer truthfully because it is just a survey, but we received the major academic sources who all supported CV as a reliable way to measure the public environmental concerns. Now, it's turned to the travel cost method. This method looks at what people spend on visiting Kakadu, such as travel, accommodation, and entrance fees, and estimates the value of the visit. A 1992 study by Stanley found that Kakadu could lose 15 to 20% of its visitors if mining went ahead. This means the north part of the Kakadu will suffer significant base losses, including reduced tourist spending, fewer jobs, and harm to local business. We also adjust these tourism loss estimates to 2025, again to 685 million. This shows how important tourism is to the region. We also reviewed 5 key papers that confirmed the role of TCM in environmental cost-benefit analysis. In conclusion, both CV and TCM tells the same truth. Kakadu has enormous cultural and environmental value that would be at risk if mining began. Once incorporation these external costs into the NPV calculation, the project becomes unprofitable from a social perspective. So while mining may bring short-term economic gains, the long-term damage to culture, the environmental and tourism will be much more costly.
Okay, now I will conclude our analysis by explaining why the Coronation Hill mining project with Kakadu National Park should not proceed. We base this on 3 key factors: cultural heritage, ecological risk, and tourism economics. Firstly, Kakadu holds deep cultural importance, especially Coronation Hill, known as Guraba, which is separate to the Joai people. Ignoring the connection risk not only spiritual harm but also legal conflicts and lasting social tension. According to contingent valuation studies, the public places hundreds of millions of dollars in value on protecting this heritage, clearly showing society prefers long-term cultural preservation over short-term profits. Secondly, ecological preservation is essential. As a dual World Heritage Site, Kakadu is globally recognized for its biodiversity and natural landscapes. Mining could disrupt water systems, introduce pollutants like trilling runoff, and fragment critical wildlife habitats. This impact would damage not only local ecosystems, but also Australia's international reputation in conservation, potentially undermining future environmental research and global partnerships. Lastly, sustainable tourism provides significant and lasting economic benefits. Tourism contributes hundreds of millions annually to the northern tourism and support thousands of local jobs. Using the travel cost method, we estimate that environmental degradation from mining could reduce tourism revenue by over 680 million in net present value over 20 years. This would hurt local communities far more than any short-term mining profits. When we include these cultural, environmental, and economic externalities in our cost-benefit analysis, the project's social net profits value turns negative. Instead, we propose pursuing sustainable alternatives such as ecotourism, which foster cultural preservation, environmental stewardship, and long-term economic development. This approach not only protects the indigenous identity and sacred sites, but also helps maintain Australia's global conservation reputation by promoting local employment through sustainable means. It aligns with international development norms, secures ongoing global support, and delivers lasting benefits across generations. Our recommendation reflects the perspectives of multiple stakeholders and equals to the strategy version laid out by the Resources Assessment Commission. By integrating cultural, environmental, and economic values into one holistic framework, this path offers a more ethical, resilient, and forward-looking solution. Thank you.